10 psychological phenomena that you may have heard about, but don't know a lot about. And interestingly enough, I was reading online, of all places, the other day and ran across this article, and I thought it might be a good topic for us to talk about on the Junto podcast. 10 psychological phenomena we might have experienced but never really heard about. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Do you want me to read the definition so they know what we're talking about?
That would be 100%
So these psychological phenomena, they are defined as brain tricks that defy scientific explanation.
Correct.
And remain a mystery to all.
Interesting. So they're defined as brain tricks.
Brain tricks. Tricks of the brain.
Tricks of the brain. Mm-hmm. Brain tricks and/or tricks of the brain.
Tricks and treats.
Yeah. We're always trying to find interesting things that might elevate our thinking. Junto Podcast is about, leadership, community thoughts, expression. And I thought this was cool. And in that vein, or in that nature with expansion of the mind, on the mind, I thought this would be cool to talk about. So if you have done this, or you, as we read these, if you've experienced this, let us know in the comments. Definitely want to hear from you, because I could tell you the first one, I have 100%.
I think I've done all of them. Well, mostly.
Yeah, I some of them resonated a little bit more than others, and you can find this. This is actually from unbelievable-facts.com. Again, that's unbelievable-facts.com, so we'll be sure and reference it. So the first psychological phenomenon, and what really caught my brain and sparked this thing in the first place, was, as I was reading, the first one says phantom vibration syndrome. Phantom vibration syndrome. Now, you might be thinking, just hearing that, you don't know what that is. Well, let me explain, and then I think you're going to say, wow, that's happened to me. So this is when a perception in which one experiences their mobile phone vibrating or ringing when it is not ringing. Now get this, a whopping 89% of people have experienced this syndrome. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I have. I know I have. And a lot of times, I like to wear blue jeans, and even if it's some other type of pants, whatever, I put my phone in my back pocket. And so that's where I have experienced, like, is my phone, is it vibrating?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not. And I may not even have my phone in my pocket when I've experienced it, which is the craziest thing.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy. And to expound on that, according to a study by researcher Michelle Druin, 9 out of 10 undergraduate students at our college experience these phantom vibrations. Research suggests that this syndrome arises due to over-involvement with one's mobile phone. And here, get this, check this out. The vibrations begin to manifest themselves within a month after the person possesses a phone. It is suggested that the cerebral cortex confuses or misinterprets other sensory inputs. And it's basically saying that it begins to contract the muscle and other stimuli as if the phone.
That is so weird.
And it's
so, like, where do
there.
you carry your phone? What, like your side pocket?
My
so is
front
that mostly
generally.
where you've experienced it then?
Yes, 100%.
That is so strange.
It is weird. Like, in it, you feel that little vibration kind of just happen in your pocket or whatever.
That's weird.
It's weird.
Some people may like that. I'm just kidding.
No.
Edit that.
Yeah, well, I'd edit that one out.
That's weird.
It is weird. I think what's interesting about these to me is just the power of the brain, the power of the mind. Yeah. It is just unbelievable what the mind can do. And this just goes to show.
Well, and it says that though they don't cause any harm, they can be stopped. So if you're experiencing it and you're like, this is weird, I don't like it, there's a way to stop it.
How do you stop that?
Turn the device off from the vibration mode. Instead, use your audible ringtone, because then the muscles, they lose that trick, that muscle memory type thing.
Easy enough, I guess.
Yeah. But, then your phone's ringing and going off every time you get a text or an email or whatever.
True.
For us folks who work with our phones, probably go off all day throughout the day. So you may not have that option, especially if you're working in an office with other people or So, but you could when you get home, I don't know if that would work. But anyway,
Yeah.
y'all can try that out on your own. I don't know.
Yeah, funny stuff. But
So,
yeah.
number 2.
Number 2. You read number 2 for us.
Okay. And I've definitely this
is hitting home.
Event boundary. This occurs when we sometimes tend to forget what we needed when we enter a room because of a phenomenon called event boundary.
Wow.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, that's wild.
You walk into a room and you're like, why did I come in here in the first place? What am I doing?
So,
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I'm sure this is going to unpack it, but event boundary, is it because we walked into...
You did something, maybe?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
I'm trying to wrap my mind around why does that happen? Is it because we were thinking along the way? I don't know.
Well, your brain is obviously doing something because you're walking and you're going in a direction of a specific place. So you're thinking of that specific place. So then maybe you forget what you go for. But this scientist here did these experiments. He was able to determine that passing through a door to a new room results in people forgetting what object they had just carried into that new room.
Passing through the door into a new room.
Says it has been attributed to an increased error rate in responding and termed as event boundary. The human brain segregates events and associates them to certain environments or a place where they occurred.
Wow.
Brain is so fascinating.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, just goes to show you the power of the brain, and then thinking, and then how things...
It's just like a filing system in our brain. Stuff gets put in different places, and I don't know, sometimes you can't retrieve them at the moment that you need to.
Right.
But they're in there.
What's crazy is, though, with the brain, think about it, it's the command center. So the brain is doing a million different things at one time. Like it's sending signals to your legs to walk. You're walking into another room. And who knows? I don't know. It's beyond me.
Continue to breathe.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes open.
Your heart is still beating.
Yeah.
Oxygen, all of these things.
But it says you can overcome this by mumbling the task as you move from one room to the other.
I'm getting my keys. I'm getting my keys.
Right.
I'm getting my keys. I'm getting my keys. Right. Like.
Really? Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm going to have to try that.
That's actually pretty good. Hey, this might be something that is useful for you.
It's useful for me. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I can remember to mumble what I'm supposed to do.
That's the thing. Like, it's almost like using a calendar or an organizer for me.
Yeah.
I wish so desperately that I was that kind of guy. But the thing is, I'll write it down, and then I'll forget to look in there or look on my calendar, pull it up on my phone. So it's like,
So set you an alert.
I know, but
at like whatever time you get to work.
I'm good at ignoring alerts too.
Say,
What's wrong with me?
Look at phone. Look at phone.
Right.
Look at your calendar.
Check the calendar. Oh, I'm going to do that.
Yes.
Check the calendar. Check the calendar.
That's funny.
Gotcha. All right. Number 3, and maybe that's number 1 and 2 have resonated with you. Cool stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Cool stuff here. Number 3, it's called the spotlight effect. And the spotlight effect is a phenomenon that makes people significantly overestimate how noticeable their embarrassing behaviors are to others.
Yeah, I was confused by that title until I read further.
Okay.
Of what it meant. Do you want me to elaborate?
I do. Let me finish reading
Okay,
this.
go
It says, this effect occurs due to cognitive bias. So first, before you explain that, and I didn't want to go too in depth rereading these because I like my reaction sometimes just to be raw as I'm recording the podcast. So my mind instantly went to, if you've ever done a Zoom meeting, I think it's Zoom. It's got that spotlight feature where you can just make one person's face big. That's instantly what I thought of. But it's crazy. And I can see this. Significantly overestimate how noticeable their embarrassing behaviors are to others. Yeah. Expound on that for us.
So I was trying to break it all down in my head, but I didn't really understand. So it says, you ever walked into a room and felt like everyone is watching and judging you? If you felt that way, you've experienced the spotlight effect.
Interesting.
Yes, so that's why I wanted to read that, because I was thinking something different. I was thinking that it was like, when you're around people, I don't know. And let's say for me, if you're always late getting somewhere, which I'm not always, I'm just saying like if I was, that I would say, oh,
Yo.
I'm always late. Like I would spotlight stuff that I think is embarrassing of myself or something. But that's not what that means. It's perceiving that people are.
That's it. It's your
watching,
perception
looking,
of
judging you.
Exactly.
So that's what that means.
That's happened to me.
Yeah.
But for different reasons, I guess.
Right.
Like I got these weird quirks and tics. Like sometimes I'll do my neck or got this thing with my eyes. I think most people probably have something that is noticeable
Everybody
to
has
you.
something, yeah.
But not so much others.
Right.
So yeah, I get that. Or it could be a personal thing. Like maybe you don't like your teeth, or maybe you don't, and you feel like everybody's just zoned in because you're so aware of that thing that you don't like about yourself that you automatically think everybody else is going to be that zoned in.
Right,
on
and they're
that.
not.
Right. And so I can relate to that.
Yeah,
wow.
me too. I think everybody probably can.
So far, I'm
think
3 out of 3. I got all 3
I think
of these.
we all, like I said, we know ourselves. We know our quirks and weirdnesses, and others may not. Oops, sorry about that. Others may not notice it, but we do for sure. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is the spotlight
Definitely.
effect. Let me see.
It says we can also, overestimate the extent to which their perceptions are considered to be accurate and accepted by others.
Wow.
There's a way to overcome this. An individual can focus their attention on others rather than feeling conscious about themselves.
Yeah. And I like this. Check this out. This is interesting. It says this happens because the concerned individual suffers from egocentric bias, which is a tendency to include other people's viewpoints into their own thought processes. So what does that mean? That means essentially that the way I formulate a thought is based on how I believe other people are going to view that or interpret that. So then I make decisions, I factor in their viewpoints into my own thoughts. It's just, wow.
Is that viewpoints that we perceive to be, or is it ones that we know to be? So maybe even how we think someone is going to perceive
How
it,
we think, that's
or
it.
view it.
That's it.
How we formulate our own
That's it.
way of projecting it. Ooh, that's a lot to think about.
But
we do that naturally and automatically. We just don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. Man, I could see that. You begin to think,
Yeah.
oh, they're all going to laugh at me, or they're all.
Yeah.
That's taking in someone else's. Even if that's not their real thought, we think that's
Right. It's our perception of what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Whoa. Yeah.
that's deep stuff,
Crazy.
man.
Okay.
All right, number 4. Tell us about that one.
Earworm. So this is where a catchy piece of music continually repeats through a person's mind after it is no longer playing. I do that at night when I'm laying in the bed, and I'll just over and over in my, like, not thinking of anything else, but I'm thinking of this song or this one part of a song, and then I can wake up the next morning and continue it, and it drives me crazy.
Wait.
Yes.
You think about it at night,
Yes.
and then you wake up to it.
Right. And I'm like, really? Like, stop. I'm like, stop, Heather, stop. Yeah, that's
Dude,
weird.
That is wild.
I don't know
you
why.
don't dream about it,
I
do
need
you?
to read more about this. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, check this out. So this is called a psychological phenomenon called earworm, and it says these are a common phenomenon, an example of spontaneous cognition. According to researchers, earworms are usually faster tunes with generic lyrics and then catchy tunes. It says, moreover, these songs can also be associated with a memory or characteristics that set them apart from others. These earworms are commonly triggered by experiences or involuntary memories.
Get this.
Okay.
According to research, 98% of individuals experience earworms, with women experiencing it more often and longer than men.
Wow.
I believe it. I believe it. I don't know why. That's crazy.
Yeah, I got some earworms out there.
And look, they have a list of common examples of earworms. Should I read them?
Yeah.
Bad romance.
Lady Gaga.
Alejandro. Poker face.
God.
Journeys, Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah, I can see that.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh my gosh.
California Girls, Katy Perry. That's funny.
Wow. Jinx.
Jinx, double jinx.
Double jinx, triple jinx.
That's crazy. But yep, I'm there. I'm all for all so far.
Golly.
Goodness. So how do I stop doing this? Does it say?
I don't think.
Tell me the step-by-step ways to shut it up in my head.
This one you're on your own.
Yeah.
So these are interesting psychological phenomena.
Yeah.
You know,
Crazy.
we've expressed how, I don't know. To me, I view things on a spiritual realm too. So to me, the mind is an extension of that of spirituality almost. And the reason I say that is because there's so much of our brain and so much we don't know, and even so much of our brain we don't use. So there's more. So I associate that to, I don't know. It's psychological, but for me, it's a little bit, it's spiritual too. You know what I'm saying?
And we probably won't understand all of it.
Oh, definitely.
We definitely not, until.
Yeah.
Number 5?
Number 5. Who read the last one?
I think I did. So you do this one.
So this is called the frequency illusion, also known as the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon. And this is a phenomenon in which people who have just learned or noticed something start seeing it everywhere.
I do that. Like if you get a new vehicle.
I was just going to say that.
Everybody's got one all of a sudden.
Yeah. You never noticed one before.
Nope.
And then you start seeing 100 of them driving down the road. And like a lot of times it's even the same color. You're like, are you kidding me?
You're like, I've never seen that. I thought mine was the only one. Not.
That is a trip.
Yes, definitely. So what is this called?
It's the
Meinhof?
frequency illusion, or I think probably the proper name is the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon.
Wow.
And listen to this. It says Bader-Meinhof is a phenomenon where one stumbles upon an obscure piece of information and happen to encounter it often and repeatedly. It is a term similar to synchronicity by invoking a feeling of mild surprise and the occurrence of selective attention. So, yeah, it's basically where you stumble upon something new and then you kind of see it everywhere.
Yeah.
That's definitely happened to me.
Oh, yeah.
I think one of the most common things is, like you said, that new vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Or you get a new dress and you're like, you see girls, hey, I just got that dress. Like, really? You're at the same event with someone. You're like,
Yeah.
Really? No.
I think that's happened to me with words too. Like, at my age, maybe I've never heard a word, and I'll hear a new word, and then all of a sudden,
You hear it all
I
the
start
time.
hearing it, or I'll even see it written, and I'm like,
Somebody
wait a
will
minute.
start using it. And you're like, what?
Yeah, so it's wild. So
Yeah.
next time that happens, just remember that is the frequency illusion phenomenon that you've just experienced.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
read us number 6.
Okay. Semantic satiation.
Is it satiation?
I do not know. I'll let you
I think
determine
it's
that.
semantic satiation.
Okay, whatever you said.
Satiation.
This is
I don't
a
know.
phenomenon in which repetition causes a word or phrase to temporarily lose meaning for the listener, who then perceives the speech as repeated, meaningless sounds. Okay, we got to break this thing down.
Is that what you just did when you stumbled upon your words?
Yeah, I did. Has it ever happened to you that a perfectly normal word, when being repeated over and over again, suddenly sounds weird and loses its meaning?
This may be
think.
one. Yeah, I was going to say. Let me keep on reading to
Yeah, do
see if
that.
this will.
Yeah.
Okay, so this phenomenon occurs due to prolonged viewing of the word and hearing its active repetition and is termed semantic satiation. It is a psychological phenomenon that refers to the subjective loss of meaning that is a result of prolonged exposure to a word. So I got to say, right off the bat, that I do not believe I've ever
I don't know.
experienced this phenomenon.
I need an example.
Yeah, it doesn't give one.
I need
Let's see.
examples. Reactive inhibition, where the brain cells fire increased energy to repeat the word. When you hear, read, or speak a word, your brain does not really listen to its sound. Rather, it spends time translating the sound into an idea.
I mean, I don't know if I've ever, I've seen a lot of stuff, and I think I've had thoughts where it's like, oh, that's weird, but I don't know that it's ever lost its actual meaning.
Yeah, losing its meaning.
Yeah.
Does that mean you forget its meaning, or you just don't care anymore about? You know what I mean?
Do you know? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Know what I mean, Vern?
Yeah. Hey, if you've experienced
let us know.
if you've experienced that one,
Drop
let
it
us
in
know.
the stuff.
Yeah, comment.
Drop it in the line stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
Read us number 8.
Or number 7.
Oh, number 7.
Reminiscence bump a phenomenon in which older adults have an increased tendency to recollect memories which occurred from 16 to 25 years of age. Yes.
Huh.
I even already, like, I can remember things when I was little, and you've even made the comment like, wow, I can't believe you remember that, and you can't even remember what you did yesterday.
It's true. Like, your short term doesn't
Yeah.
exist, but your long term, pretty good.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah, that is interesting.
I guess because it leaves such a mark, because the ages of 16 to 25, I mean, that's really when you're becoming, into adulthood, who you're going to become.
Yeah.
So maybe those are, I don't know.
Yeah. Let me expound on this a little bit. It said there are 3 possible explanations for this phenomenon, such as a cognitive account, a narrative or identity account, and a biological or maturational account. So a cognitive account deals with memory that occurs during a period of rapid change, followed by a period of stability. The narrative identity account occurs due to a sense of identity that's developing during adolescence. And then the last one is the biological account, suggests that genetic fitness improves by having memories that fall within the reminiscence bump. So, yeah, maybe an event, or maybe growth.
Yeah, because it goes on to say, refers to a series of culturally important transitional milestones. So things that, this happened here, this is when this happened,
Yeah.
So they leave a pretty big wrinkle. Our brains get wrinkles every time we learn and do something, memories, whatever.
Yeah, I can
Did I
say
say that right?
that I've experienced this. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this myth, or it hasn't been busted because it's true.
No, it is true.
It's true.
Yeah, like your
100%
first
true.
love, your first car, your first job,
Yep.
first heartbreak. We remember all those things.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh. I'm just glancing.
glancing. We're glancing at
Hey,
this.
listen. That is a mix between glimpse and glance. Glampsing. Hey, you can use it, but
I love it.
it's copywritten,
That's awesome.
so it's all good. Glampsing.
I like it. We're glancing.
So I was glampsing at number 8, and this is a good one.
8.
This is called the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Pretty creepy.
Dunning-Kruger effect. This is a term to explain why ignorant people tend to boast about their confidence in spite of being wrong, and wiser people often have doubts about their knowledge.
Ooh, some folks could learn from this.
That is a trip. Man,
Wow.
I know everybody listening to this has somebody in mind right now, that ignorant person. Y'all thinking, oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. So at some point in your lives, we might have come across annoying individuals who brag about themselves but are clueless about things
Clueless.
and possess an inflated ego.
Oh my gosh. Who are you thinking about?
Nope, not going to do it. Nope.
Keep going. Read us a little more.
Oh, okay. So it's a cognitive bias in which incompetent people fail to recognize their incompetence, but rather feel confident thinking about their competitive nature. So they're competitive naturally. And so that, I guess that supersedes their knowledge or their wanting to actually spit facts and
Yeah.
just sound like they're spitting facts. I guess basically.
Absolutely unbelievable. It's so. I teach a college class, and this is similar to a lot of the content we cover, because everybody knows somebody that's clueless. Amen.
Right.
All right. Yeah.
Right. Which I'm clueless about some things.
Sure.
So everybody's clueless about something. But
That's true.
if you know you're clueless about it, don't pretend like you know all that there is to know.
Come on. At least be humble.
So what were you going to say about your class?
No, yeah, it just reminds me of a conversation I had
Yeah.
with students. We're talking about self-awareness and all that kind of stuff. So, guys, it pays to be self-aware. I'm just saying.
Yeah, self-awareness for
Yeah.
sure.
Dunning-Kruger effect.
Yeah. Also known as illusory superiority, where people tend to overestimate their good points in comparison with others.
Wow.
So just be aware,
Be aware. I love it. All right,
Yep.
2 more. Hope you've gotten something out of this. We're having fun. This is
Yeah.
just kind of a fun way to be introspective and to at least learn something new about some psychological phenomena. Number 9.
Yeah, number 9. Mean world syndrome. phenomenon in which violence related to mass media content makes viewers believe the world is a dangerous place than it actually is, a more dangerous place than it actually is.
Interesting.
Oh, we all know that the media hypes everything up for sure.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, this one's interesting because obviously you can see both sides of it. I mean, it is there is danger in the world,
Right.
but I can see how absolutely the mean world syndrome could be a thing to the extreme that some people could take it. Now, you got people that have hyper anxiety issues and things like that. And if you internalize this, there are people that would never leave their house.
Oh, yeah.
Be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
For us, the mean world syndrome probably doesn't affect us, doesn't keep us from living our lives. But I could imagine
folks that are out in the world normally on a normal basis. We did that one podcast talking about desensitization and how, we see so much in the media. Even we had talked about someone getting beat, I think, and they were filming it and stuff.
100%.
So I think that is stuff like that as well. I mean, people can take it different ways,
Yeah.
You can the world is complete danger or there's no danger. There's a middle road somewhere there.
Yeah, I love that. That's wise. But yeah, I could see this. We always take it back to spirituality and our faith, and the word says that we don't have a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, love, and sound mind. So I know these are psychological phenomena, but when you're talking about psychology and the mind, you have to understand that what's up here will creep into your heart, and it affects everything. So these are fun, but then we also have to realize and recognize the reality of it. So, if you've experienced that is the mean world syndrome. And last but not least, number 10, this is called the imposter phenomenon. Now, this is a phenomenon in which an individual questions their accomplishments and faces anxiety of being exposed as a fraud.
Wow.
Interesting.
Goodness.
It's the imposter phenomenon.
Yeah.
Let me give you a little bit more. According to clinical psychologist Jaruwan Sakuluku, around 70% of people have experienced the syndrome at some point in their life. This syndrome is a pervasive feeling of self-doubt and insecurity.
Wow.
Interesting.
The individuals doubt their accomplishments and experience a persistent feeling of being criticized as a fraud. I think we can all relate to this in some way, regardless of, accomplishments, meaning anything in life.
Right.
Our jobs, our work, rewards that we've received. I think back to college, I got that degree, but hey, how many classes did I,
right.
barely pass or pass because I was involved and participated?
Yeah.
But did I know the information and content?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on now.
Yeah, and maybe if you got something to be guilty of, this will probably happen. Like if you cheated your whole way through. But if you just tried and didn't have the best grades, hey, at least you did it on your own, and you accomplished it. But it goes on to say the reason they might feel like this is because these individuals attribute their success to sheer luck or a result of deceiving others into thinking they are more intelligent than others. Numerous research has pointed out that the occurrence is increasingly found among high-achieving women, but also affects men as well.
Goodness.
So this actually is more prevalent
Wow.
in the ladies. Hey.
So dumb.
You got it, ladies. You wanted it, you got it.
You got it. You wanted it. Wow.
I'm teasing. Y'all don't hate me. I'm just teasing.
It says that this phenomenon might have stemmed from various factors such as gender stereotypes. So maybe women feeling like they have to prove themselves.
Yeah.
Childhood family dynamics, culture. People who experience this tend to showcase symptoms related to depression, anxiety, low self-confidence.
Yeah.
Wow.
They do give us some tidbits here. The way to overcome this syndrome is by enjoying what you love rather than obsessing over the worthiness factor, which is always good. So
That's biblical too, though,
yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Like the Bible says, we all fall short.
Yeah.
You know, none of us are perfect. None of us achieve anything on our own,
Yeah.
right?
And you can deal
So-
with that. I mean, I can clearly see feelings of inadequacy.
Inadequacy.
Man, I'm coming up with so many new
Inadequate.
words.
I said I had some too.
Glampsing,
Temporary.
glampsing, and inadequacy.
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 Yes. Y'all remember you heard it here first.
I like it. You're going to have to start mumbling your words.
Inadequacy.
Say inadequacy. Say inadequacy.
The thing is, I can see that. You know, you're around professionals.
Yeah.
Or, you know, it could be a number of things. And then you start feeling like, wow, my accomplishments,
Yeah.
you know, just, and gosh, it's crazy. But yeah, I think what you said, you can always relate everything back to the Word and humanity and our brokenness and
our perceptions also of other people.
100%.
We can look at others and say, oh, wow, they have it all together. They're so smart. They do this. They do that. When on the inside, they're like, oh, I'm overwhelmed. I'm, you know, pulling my hair out. But we don't see that.
yeah,
So I think that we all need first realize everyone has things that they feel less than or inadequate with, you know. So
Inadequacy.
realizing that, I think we can all come together and help each other out and, you know,
that's right.
be
I love
nice. Like, oh, my shirt.
it. Yep, be kind.
Kind.
Exactly.
Be kind.
You know, you just have to glamps at things from a.
Gotta glance at them.
I'm gonna use that.
Glance at it.
But yeah,
Take a glance.
Take a glance. Well, good stuff. I appreciate your input. It's always, you know, this was just something fun, a conversation starter. We want to be a podcast where it might cause you to think, open your mind, and we want to always encourage you in the Word, in the Lord, and it's good to do these fun things. But did you have any closing psychological phenomena thoughts?
No, I liked this because, you know, this is weird stuff that you could go on like, what, am I the only one that's weird? Why does this happen to me? Why do I do this?
Right.
But, you know, everybody's weird.
Everybody is weird.
Everybody's weird.
You heard it
okay.
here first.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. Be sure and subscribe. Check us out at juntopodcast.com. Be blessed, and we'll see you next time.